lot at stake tonight despite the extremely low turnout. CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer here now to break down what this all means. And Marcia, let's start with why voters need to care about New York losing clout and experience in Washington. That's a big deal.
Well, you know, it's not just New Yorkers. It's anybody who takes mass transit in this entire area, because the ability to bring home money for mass transit and also, by the way, to build those tunnels under the Hudson River is going to depend on clout and who's in control in Washington. But there's also another issue, and that is the city and the state and even New Jersey people need money to pay for the migrants that are flocking to this area. And, you know, the mayor has already said that he needs about $300 million. That's not including the people who may go to New Jersey, the people who may go to Connecticut, and the people who are other places in the state. So a lot of money at stake. That's
a ton of money we're talking about. What about absentee ballots in these races tonight? They could play a key role, too.
Well, you know, you just heard how tight it is in the 10th district. I just looked at the numbers, and there's only about 92, 93% that are tied, can't come in. But it's only 1,200 votes that separate the first person and the second person. Now, listen. In Brooklyn, there are 29,000 absentee ballots. The other part of the district, Manhattan, 54,000 absentee ballots. Some of those will go in the 12th, but there's a lot of absentee ballots out there. It could make a difference, and that's why Uline New, who came in second, is demanding a count of every ballot.
This could swing the race in almost any direction if you look at it from that standpoint.
It could, yeah.
What happens next here, Marcia?
Well, the thing is that you have to take a look at November and what happens in the November elections and whether the predictions of a possible Republican sweep happen in New York. Now, if that happens, New York could play an outsized role in who takes control of the Congress come January. Now, here's the key thing to look for. Do the Democrats stick to their guns and follow what they have been doing so far, which is to talk about abortion and concealed carry permits and things like that? On the other hand, you have to ask, do the Republicans try to avoid social issues and instead talk about things like the inflation, the fact that they're paying more at the pump, the fact they're paying more for food, and also talk about public safety issues as well as those all-important pocketbook issues.
All right, a lot to watch for as we look ahead to November. Marcia, thank you.